The core responsibility of a leader is to enable a workplace culture that drives employee engagement. In fact, you could make a strong case that this is the only unique responsibility of a leader. If you haven't watched my previous video titled Great Leadership, The One Thing, I suggest you watch it first because it sets up this premise that leaders are not responsible for outcomes or results. They're responsible for the culture that engages the people to drive the results. The bad news is that numerous national surveys over the past 2 decades have told us that employee engagement has been less than optimal for more than 20 years. The even worse news is the cost of employee disengagement. There are volumes of research estimating that less than fully engaged employees cost businesses globally over $400 billion each year through lost productivity, lack of innovation, low creativity, suboptimal customer experiences, lack of cooperation among colleagues and in between teams, mistakes made because of inattention, accidents, and sometimes outright employee theft. Plus, unplanned turnover of some of your best employees who go elsewhere seeking a better environment. Unfortunately, a slice of that $400 billion in disengagement costs may be coming out of your company. The good news is that employees have told us over and over again exactly what it takes to earn their full engagement at work. And a fair paycheck is just the start. So if you as a leader are determined to unlock the full potential of your employees, you're really talking about unlocking 5 elements of your business. So first, ask yourself, how does your strategy align with driving employee engagement? In your strategic business planning, where does employee engagement play a role? Then, as a leader, think about your own capabilities. Think about yourself. You certainly have strengths. And do you also have individual development opportunities? A bit of honest, deep self-reflection will probably help you see that while you have certainly done things to boost employee engagement, you may have also done things that inadvertently diminish engagement. So how might you grow and evolve? Then think about the teams throughout your business. Is the group as a whole operating in a manner that drives engagement? Are the dynamics within and between various teams cooperative? Or are they competitive? Or a bit of both? How can you build a team-oriented culture to enhance employee engagement? Then think about your organization's customer focus. How can staying true to what's most important to your customers also enhance employee engagement? And how can that greater engagement result in an increased alignment with customer needs and priorities? And finally, an area that we call the future of work. How can you leverage the most current technologies and communication advancements along with cultural and societal changes to create a more energizing and engaging work environment? You know our world is changing, and how can your organization evolve with it? And in the process, create more value for customers, employees, and all stakeholders. These 5 broad areas of focus are a good place to start when you begin to think about optimizing employee engagement throughout your organization. But they're just a high-level start, because when you dig into what employees have told us creates a high engagement environment, there are in fact 10 specific engagement drivers. And this is where we see high engagement organizations really excel. Number 1, employees tell us they want their work to have significance, a compelling purpose, a sense that their organization exists to achieve goals that are inherently important, not just to employees and business owners, but to the broader world or community. Employees want to feel that their organization has a significant mission and that their own work makes an important contribution to that effort. From the front line to the executive suite, everyone wants to feel significant. Number 2, rewards and recognition. Employees want to feel that compensation for their work is fair and fairly distributed based upon contributions to the business. And beyond their pay, they look for other rewards and recognition that is reasonable and accurately reflects actual workplace contribution. Do those who work hardest and produce the most value for the organization also receive the greatest reward for their effort? Is exceptional performance rewarded and recognized in an exceptional manner? 3, Employees want clear objectives and expectations. They want to know exactly what they are accountable for, how their performance will be measured, and how they'll receive feedback related to their effectiveness. They want to know what doing a great job looks like. And what they don't want is the feeling that there are unspoken rules, unstated expectations, that they have to figure out what the real expectation is. 4. Employees want to have the knowledge, skills, tools, systems, and resources needed to perform their job functions effectively. Actually, not just effectively, exceptionally. This would seem to be obvious, but many employees report that their performance could significantly improve if they had different or better skills and or resources. Employees who feel a gap here, who feel that they could be doing better work if only they had fill in the blank, tend to disengage from their work because they want to do exceptional work but lack the skills or resources to be exceptional. So they disengage to some degree and eventually go looking for a place that adequately supports their exceptional aspirations. 5. Employees want an energizing environment, mentally, emotionally, and physically, meaning a cultural environment that fosters acceptance and inclusion for all employees, particularly those who might easily be marginalized because of their differences. An environment free from gamesmanship, gaslighting, politicking, as well as a physical environment that optimizes employee health and energy. When employees are asked whether they gain energy and motivation from their work environment or are they debilitated by it, all too frequently the answers are not what we would hope for. 6. Pervasive productivity, meaning that employees want to feel that everyone within their group and their organization is making important contributions. Everyone is productive and no one is hiding out successfully. If your most productive employees feel that they're having to take on more than their fair share of the workload, they are not going to be your most productive employees for long. 7. Development opportunities. Employees want to know that they have genuine opportunities to grow, develop, and improve their capabilities within their work environment. They yearn for this, and if they feel stifled or stagnated, then the only way to grow is to go somewhere else. And it's not just the younger or early career employees who feel this need. Virtually everyone wants to continue growing and developing throughout their career. 8. Employees want a sense of cooperative teamwork. Within their own work groups and across departments or divisions, employees want to experience and contribute to a high level of cooperation and mutual achievement of tasks, goals, and objectives. Can they count on each other? Can they be counted on by each other? Are various work departments, teams, and divisions working effectively together? That doesn't seem to be too much to ask, but often the work environment devolves into competing departments and divisions, passing on the hard work and shifting the blame when things don't go well. And over time, this has a real corrosive effect on engagement. 9. People yearn for authentic leadership, meaning leaders who are tuned in to the reality of the business, leaders who can provide effective direction both strategically and on the ground tactically. Employees want leaders who communicate with clarity and integrity and to know their leaders can be trusted to deal honestly and fairly with all employees. The most common complaints about leaders who are viewed as inauthentic are, he or she doesn't really know our business, doesn't really know me or my contributions to the business, and doesn't communicate clearly or honestly. Again, this has a huge negative impact on engagement. And finally, number 10, employees want to experience, at least occasionally, the simple human emotion of joy, a sense of fun and humor. Even the most serious employees benefit from a bit of joyful engagement at work. Joy is what motivates people to look forward to their typical workday and to bring their full potential for innovation, creativity, and exceptional performance to the job. Our evolutionary brains are wired for joy, for laughter, for good-natured fun. But unfortunately, the modern work environment often depresses that instinct in people. So this is what employees have been telling us for at least 20 years. This is what they want in a working environment. And we know because there are organizations and leaders who are committed to this kind of environment. And we know from their results that this is the key to optimizing your business, the key to productivity, efficiency, reducing costs without reducing capability, innovation, retention, profitability. All of these are linked directly to employee engagement. That's why it is the core responsibility of every leader. But truly operationalizing these 10 engagement drivers in your organization can seem overwhelming. But is it really too much to ask? This is how great leaders view their role, focusing on the environment to take care of their people, which enables those people to produce exceptional results. One simple thing you can do right now, whatever level you're at within your organization, is to focus just on the group you lead. Think through each of these 10 engagement drivers and just ask yourself,